Welcome to the Tarin It Up podcast. I'm your host, Tarin. We'll be tearing it up, tearing it down, and tearing it apart, dissecting all things related to those who deviate from the standard. From leaders of their industry to leaders of mediocrity, and maybe a gear review or two thrown in. We shoot the shit and let the conversations flow, so if that's not your style, this may not be for you. Otherwise, listen in. Hope to light a fire in you somehow. Here we are, back again. It's Twinning Tuesday. Amber and I called each other before the podcast and put on our baseball shirts.
Blue baseball shirts.
Yeah, totally. I haven't worn this shirt in so long, and then I dug it out to pack it for my trip just because I just wanted comfortable shirts. And then luckily I have two of them, and I packed the brand new one because it's like this one's a little just worn. And then I spilled coffee all over it today, so I was like, oh cool, well, good thing my new one's packed.
Yeah, but, perfect.
Yeah.
Is that a Tacoma Rainier shirt?
It sure is.
Hey
I bought it last year, I think, and then my dad bought me the same exact one for my birthday. I might have told him I wanted it, but forgot to tell him I got it. I don't know. So I have this fresh one, which is what I just packed. But I was on baseball tees for a while. I mean, I've always liked them, but I feel like I was wearing one like every fucking day. And then I totally forgot about it because it's just been summer, and I think of anything longer than a short sleeve is like too hot.
Gonna make you sweat.
Yeah.
Your tits off. Yes.
And I was a little bit today because it gets so hot in the downtown store that I work at. The sun just bakes you. And then like in the afternoon, like around 2 or 3 or something. But no matter what you're wearing, because there's just no airflow in there. Like even in a t-shirt, you just feel like stagnant air. But then man, it just like drains me too. I'm just like,
yeah.
That 4 o'clock hour, I'm like fucking brain dead. And I'm like, oh my God. Like that's how I feel today. I was like doing just fine. And then all of a sudden I was sitting down, like working on the computer there. I can do a bunch of marketing stuff. But the sun hits the counter. The counter is wood, but it's like a light wood. But it's still like, so it's glary. It gets really hard to see the computer. I have to put like a hand up as a blinder. And yeah, I was just like, okay, I get so hot at one point. I'm like, I can't sit here anymore. But then, yeah, so I'm drinking a fucking Dr. Pepper right now, and I'm going to regret it. Yeah.
Especially since you got to be up at 3:30.
Exactly. But I just have so much that I want to do before that. Like before I leave, okay, this is what we could talk about is what kind of like packer or traveler are you?
Like, yeah, we can talk about that. Like, that's a great topic.
Like an overachiever, or just like throw everything in a bag last minute. Like I fucking start thinking about, it depends on the trip, but at least a week before, I have a very hard time not starting to pack. Even like a couple days before I want to pack, but I'm like, well, I rotate very few things through my wardrobe, so I like can't ever pack early because I'm gonna wear half the shit that I packed. And I'll be doing laundry like the night before to make sure I have like what I wore that day, something I'll need to take with me. But yeah, so it was really hard for me to not pack early. And yeah, I mean, I try to fold everything, keep t-shirts together, like shorts together, pants together, sleepwear together, whatever. And then I can't ever sleep, no matter like what it is, even if I don't have to leave early. The night before, I'm just like, did I get this? Did I get that? Did I pack this? I want everything to be ready, and I get so anxious. So I was kind of thinking that I'm like, it's not like I'm gonna fucking sleep tonight anyway, and we're staying at Andrew's parents' house, and so just sleeping in not your own bed is not always that comfortable. This mattress is much firmer than ours, and the temperature in the house is like 20 degrees warmer than ours. So I feel like we're both just gonna be laying there like spread out, like don't touch me. Like the dogs will be jumping on us. And yeah, we got it. Our flight leaves at 5:50. And Reno's only like 30 minutes away, but it's been a little bit busier than it normally has, like the airport. But when I say that, busier means like a 15 to 20 minute wait in security, not like an hour.
Yeah.
You get there, and if the line is like anything. If there's a line, you're like, what the fuck? It's busy here. But
We're
so the
going
Reno,
back.
yeah, the Reno airport's gotten some more traffic in it. But then my friend pointed out to me today that Burning Man,
Oh yeah.
had like flooded, whatever. People couldn't leave for days, and so people are still getting out of the playa. That she was like, it's probably gonna be busy. There's probably gonna be a lot of people who are leaving from Burning Man. So you might want to get there like literally get there at 3:30. I'm like, I am not in charge of wrangling the people and getting us there, and I don't even want to bring it up. I don't want to be like, hey, so it might be busy. Like,
Yeah.
because it's going to be hard enough to get us out the door. There's one, two, four people in this house. Andrew's brother and girlfriend will be coming over in the morning, and then we have to pick up his other brother on the way. And at that point, we need to like get another vehicle. So we'll like hop in. We'll all squish probably into Andrew's truck, the six of us, to get down the hill to where Donovan is, and then hopefully get in another car and take us there and just leave cars. It's really cheap to leave cars at the airport. At least I think it's like 10
Nice.
bucks a day. So, but and the whole time, yeah, I'll just be wondering if I packed correctly because I checked the
I
weather
think
like
that's
500 times. And I'm also like, I've really, really, really tried this trip to because I always overpack.
yeah.
And so I really tried to not do that this time, but I'm sure I'll still have like too many shirts or whatever. But I'm always like, well, what if it rains? What if it's hot? What if it snows? What if it's this? What if it's that? And I'm like, in all fucking reality, I'm not going to like the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I I can buy something if I really need. If I rip
Yes.
my pants, like if I lose
Yep.
my luggage, like I can go to Target or something,
Yeah.
like, you know, and get some stuff. So I'm trying to reel it in, but I'm definitely an overpacker. I mean, you should see me when I go to fucking work on a regular day. Got a backpack, a like 50-liter duffel bag, and a fucking like 20-liter cooler for lunches and
Damn.
breakfast. Yeah, it's so much. It
Prepared.
looks like I'm moving somewhere, but it's a little ridiculous. I can't go anywhere light. What kind of packer are you?
I'm a very light packer and I forget things. And I usually focus so much on packing things for the kiddos that I forget things for myself. Like we went on a trip this weekend to the ocean and I didn't pack myself any socks or a bathing suit
Oh,
or yeah, I am a very not so great packer and last minute because I never want to leave things in my car because I'm like, it's gonna get stolen.
yeah.
So, but I love Tetrising things in.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with that. But yeah, I one time I completely forgot to grab Quincy and my bag of clothes. So we got to
Oh,
our destination and I was like, I forgot.
oh my God.
But luckily I'm such a chaotic person that I have like spare things in my car here and there, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I'm truly not the best packer and I would love to get better at it. But it just is what it is. And I was thinking of that when I was packing for this ocean trip. I was like, does anyone ever get to a point to where they're just freaking dialed in and they have everything set and they have everything and there's nothing they forgot and like they're the people that other people come to because they're like, hey, I forgot this thing, and they're like, I got you.
Yeah. I
I
feel
need
like
that person in my life for sure.
I feel like I often do have like the random shit, but that doesn't mean like I remembered anything. I'll forget something or whatever. But like, oh yeah, I happen to have five pens with me, a
Yes.
purple one, a blue one, orange one. Because seriously, I have systems. I have a notepad. I have this little like spiral notebook, like the one where the spiral's on the top, so like a flip
Yes.
notebook.
Yes.
Um, and I always write my packing list on that and stuff that I know, right? That like you will, I mean, it happens, but you wouldn't think you'll forget, but like toothbrush,
Yes. I was gonna
toothpaste,
say
like
that.
I write all the little shit
Tip.
out. I have like two blocks for chargers. I have chargers for everything just in case I'm like, oh, I don't have anything with me that's a mini USB, but I better grab one just
Yep.
because, like, what if somebody needs one? Um, And then snacks. I can't travel without my electrolytes, especially
No.
going to Michigan where it's going to be really humid. So you're just going to be sweaty. So I'm going to like, yep, I need my salts. Um, like 100 pair of socks and underwear.
At least.
Yeah, totally. It's I don't think I have anything super obscure though, but I love the Tetrising too. Like that's why I like to pack the suitcase. Andrew's like I always pack first and then he's like, leave me a little corner. And because we share a
Tosses
lot.
some things in there.
Yeah. We share a big bag a lot when we go on these trips because we just want to check one bag and he doesn't need much because he will wear the same like two pairs of shorts or pants, whatever the whole
Mhm.
time. And but the thing is, I will too, but I like to have four options for every day.
Yes, I hear
It
that.
never ever happens. So I'm gonna open the suitcase back up because I forgot there's laundry here and go through it and kind of like try to really get rid of some stuff. Like, really am I gonna
Yeah.
wear that? I might even take this baseball shirt that I have packed out because I was so warm in it today that I'm like, but we might go to a baseball game. So I think that's the main reason I did pack it because I'm like, we would be going to an MLB game, but still, I don't have any Mariners stuff. I'm like, well, I'll still wear like my town's
Yeah.
baseball shirt because I'm not
Represent.
not wearing a Detroit shirt. Um, Sometimes I think about buying Detroit stuff because the family and I'm like, I could support two teams. And then I'm like, no, I fucking can't. I cannot. And I was almost gonna do it when it came to hockey until Seattle got their hockey team. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I don't have to I don't have to do that. But yeah, I just get so much fucking anxiety about going anywhere. And then yeah, just especially because I got to work while there, which is super nice. I'm really glad that what I do allows me to be able to work on
Yes.
the go and not have to take like all the time off, which was why my big dream and mission in life is to be able to do mostly like remote work, if not all remote work, so that I do have some of that flexibility to be able to travel. And obviously, it's like, okay, you also want to take time off and travel and vacation, but
Yeah.
so finding that balance of making sure you're doing that and not just working every trip you take. Um, but this one I need to. So because I took all that time off in Washington, which was great.
Yeah.
But I'll take a couple days off, like the wedding days on a Friday, because that's what we're going for, a wedding. Um,
Nice.
so that adds other packing stuff, like shoes I'm only
Yes.
gonna wear once, a dress I'm gonna only wear once.
Yep.
And
And hopefully keep it like straight and not wrinkly, or someone has like a steamer.
yeah, I need a steamer. Because it's just the kind of material too that just always gets wrinkled. Uh but yeah, so anyways, it'll be it'll be interesting. We've done trips with the whole family before, but with just a lot of other things on my mind, I'm a little like, hmm, I might pick up running like a lot this week.
Running away.
Yeah, yeah.
Bye.
I've already been trying to find gyms nearby where we're staying. But we're gonna be in like three different places potentially. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I just need to fucking like go run. I was even thinking tonight, I'm like, I might have to go on a run like tonight to just like make my
Calm
mind
down.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's real.
Yeah, but by the time we're off here and I pack and everything, I'll be like, all right, I packed a book at least. So hopefully just that's how I can chill out. But
Thanks. What book?
yeah. Oh, it's called She Rides. So I it's stacked underneath my microphone right now. I have like three books, one of which is a book called Michigan,
Noise.
A History of the Wolverine State.
Oh,
So
well, would you
maybe I
look at
should
that?
take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so She Rides is about a woman who does a big long ride, 2,500 miles, I think. I'm gonna actually slip this down a sec to get it. Um, she's in her 50s when she embarks on this
Damn.
journey.
What a babe.
And yeah, 2,500 miles solo bike packing along the spine of the snow-covered Sierra Nevada and into the hostile desert mountains and plains of Mexico's Baja Peninsula.
Shit, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited to read this. I don't know when she took it. So I got two books, and they both happen to be about biking. One's called The Breakaway, and it's a novel, so fiction, and I just started that one because I was like, well, I kind of want to like read a pretend story and get into it or something. But so it hasn't gotten to the cycling yet. And then I decided to bring the book She Rides on my trip because it's a paperback. So it was like, ooh, lighter weight and easier to travel with. So I should just stick to one. But I was like, oh, I got two cycling books. Like, what am I trying to do? Just like really hold on to summer and biking here. Oh man. Which, by the way, I mean, I'll let you know how this book is for sure. Super excited to read it. Hopefully it's like entertaining and inspirational because I would like to do a bike packing trip.
Mhm.
Um and so yeah, I'm excited to learn about her. The cover, she's got so much shit on top of her bike. It's crazy. I'll read it and then I'll send it to you so you can read it.
Sweet.
And then we can have a book
Yeah.
club. So if anyone else
Yeah.
out there wants to join and read this book, then we'll do book club and discuss the book. Isn't that how book clubs work? You read the book and then you talk about it, or do you
Yep.
meet like throughout the book and talk about the chapters that you've read?
I mean, I think it can go either way. It just depends on what the book club agrees upon, but generally I think it's read the book and then meet after.
I've wanted to start a book club for a while to make me read more.
Yes. Yes.
But sometimes I start things to make me do things and then don't finish them, like the August Tear It Up challenge. Um, I mean, I did well, I think, for my goal. Well enough. I didn't reach it though. It ends tomorrow.
Oh
And
shit.
so I think I got 130 miles out of the
Good
200
job.
miles that I wanted to do. And once I realized that it was not ending on the 31st of August, I was like, oh my God, I think I can totally do it. I'll do that 30-mile ride again and then just try to ride like at least 10 miles every day or something. But then, well, life happens.
Yes.
Friday, I was going to go on like a 9-10 mile ride, and my friend I was going to go with had to bail, which ended up being good because I had to work. Like I got a lot of work done that day. It was a great, very productive day. And then worked all day Saturday for the big Labor Day sale. Sunday was Andrew's mom's birthday, so we were like with her all day. Monday was work, catching up on all things from the weekend, trying to catch a mouse in our house,
Oh God.
and then today, like working at the store and all this stuff. So I'm like, oh fuck. Yep. Didn't ride my bike once since Thursday, but
Yeah, it's so hard, dude. Things just like pile up and then time gets away and you're like, well, I
yeah,
tried.
it's really hard. I mean, I like to have these groups and these challenges and, things like a book club or whatever to keep you accountable, but it's also hard when like you don't have someone kind of like checking in. Like having the group there is cool and watching and seeing what everyone's doing. So you're like, oh man, look at all these people who have reached their goal or who got out on a ride
Hmm.
today. I'm going to go get out on a ride. But when you actually have a friend like with you step by step, or
Yeah.
a coach, like what I do for my clients of checking in that day of like, hey, did you get your workout in? Okay, why not? Like, or, good luck on your work, like whatever, someone checking in on you, making sure it's getting done. That for me is what makes a world of a difference. Because having the
Yes.
group and being able to have the community and talk to people is awesome. And that's a start. And that's enough for some people. But for me, I definitely need someone who's like kind of talking to me day by day and making a plan like, hey, let's go do this ride or let's go do this workout. Um, because you always find excuses when you're on your own. It's like, yeah,
Hmm.
I just haven't had it in me to be hardcore, like get up first thing in the morning and go do this, 7 a.m., whatever, go work out, get it in. Because I've been leaning into trying to feel how I feel. Like
Hmm.
my creativity is much more active in the mornings.
Yeah.
I wake up with a gazillion things on my mind. So I've been trying to not be so forceful, like go to the gym first thing or something, because the whole time I'm thinking about these other things. And then I get distracted anyway after the gym, whether that's just like making breakfast and getting this started or that started. But first thing in the morning, if I sit down and start doing stuff, um, it just flows better. I get this momentum, even though, there's all this talk about not turning on the electronics like first thing. Like give yourself an hour, do this first, do this, have this time for yourself first and all that. And like I get it, but what about when that's when all your creative juices are
Yeah.
flowing? But the problem lies where it always is like having a stopping point where I get that activity in.
Yeah. And
That's
sometimes that doesn't work for all people. Like you said, you're more creative in the morning. And if that's
yeah.
the case, then hop on your computer and get some shit done, you know?
And that's what, like, I'm lucky right now not being in a strict routine or like strict schedule rather, because on those days that I do wake up with all this stuff flowing, I can take the time to start doing whatever it's like, get it out, get it on the
Mm-hmm.
paper, whatever I
Yep.
need to do. Um, and then try to work something else into my day. And if I wake up feeling like blah, then like, okay, great. Then go on that bike ride or go to the gym and do that first and try to get the juices flowing. But on the same time, it's like, okay, if you're not in a like routine, how do you stick to it all? So it's been, I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about how I get a routine that's not a routine. Like just getting that
Yeah.
movement in during the day. Not, it doesn't have to be first thing in the morning, doesn't have to be this, that, like, but just make sure you get it in. But it's
Mm-hmm.
been hard to
Yeah.
make sure I get it in.
Yeah. Yeah, it really freaking is. Especially, I don't know, September. Oh, there's like something that switches for me.
hmm
I'm sure it does for everybody because of like the shorter days, the cooler air. And I'm just like, okay, time to go into hibernation mode
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. Yeah, it's
Time to wear
hard.
sweaters.
Well, and that's what's tough too. I'm getting this feeling of not really, not like regret per se, but my gym membership ended on September 3rd. And now I'll be busy the next couple weeks, like in and out and around. But I'm like, fuck, I don't, it is getting cooler. The days are getting shorter. So like I didn't have my outside gym set up. And now it's gonna be like a little bit too late. And
Yeah.
so it's a little backwards. Like, damn it, I should have done the outside gym workout all summer and not had a gym pass, like saved up put aside the money to buy that in like now for the
Yeah.
next few months. But I'm just going to give myself September, see what happens, see how things go, and then evaluate what I want to do for like the gym. It's nice to have the gym that has the sauna and shower and stuff.
Bless up.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then again, it's like I'm not getting there every day if I'm not working in town every day. So I just want to fucking work out from home. I
Yeah.
just need a space to do it. So, and
That's
sometimes
the
I don't want to
tricky.
do it. It's getting to the point of like in the mornings, it's chillier. So I don't want to get up at 7 a.m. when it's like not sunny yet and it's in the 40s and start touching metal barbells and dumbbells and work out. So I'm like, fuck.
It's so hard.
Yeah. But that also has made me think, well, I don't have to do it first thing in the morning. Like, do it at 10 o'clock. Work, get up and work 8 to 10 and then do a fucking workout. I don't know.
Yeah.
But life is just never stopping.
Yeah, it's relentless
Yeah.
constantly, and
Always
every day is
something.
different. I mean,
Yeah.
you have the consistent highs and sometimes you have the consistent lows, and like with the change of season, it really fucks me up. I'm not gonna lie. I get really bad seasonal depression.
Yeah. It's a real thing for sure. I get just have a hard time not looking at other people and being like, why can't I just do that? Like a good friend of mine who just, no matter what her day looks like, is up and getting a workout in, even if it's like 20 minutes and just like hard fucking workouts. And I know my body's just not responding well to that, but I still get like, yeah, it's that like obviously it's not easy, but in my mind, I'm like, it's not easy. Just fucking get up and just do it and just get it in,
Yeah.
and you're gonna feel good because then the rest of the day you're not gonna be like, oh, I didn't get my movement in or my steps. Like, why can't I fucking just do it? Same thing when my alarm goes off for an hour. Like, why can't I just fucking get up when it goes off? Why can't I just get the
Guilty of
fuck
that
up?
too.
Like,
Oh God, it's been
like
hard.
this morning laying in bed, I was just like, just get up, just get up. And I was like, but I don't have to. I could just not take a shower today. Like,
Yes.
there's all the things. The same thing with like working out. It's like, no, it's fine. Just like you'll do it at this time. And it just doesn't happen. So I'm like a psycho just talking to myself all the time. Like,
Yep.
just fucking do it. Like I know I need to just do it when it comes on my mind, but I can't
Well,
fucking do it.
speaking of things that you are doing,
Mhm.
I wasn't able to be there for the financial
Yes.
Tanya one, but I listened to the episode and oh my God, it is so good. That woman is a wealth of knowledge.
Wealth.
I it's for real though. It was like really inspiring to hear her story, especially when she was like, I was dependent upon my partner and I didn't feel financially independent. And I feel like so many people feel that. And also, we're conditioned to be that way, is
Hmm.
to have like a two income household nowadays.
Hmm.
But like back in, like for our parents, it was like man went to work, women stayed in the house. And some people could afford that, some people couldn't. But it's just like a lot of it's conditioning and a lot of it is like just rewriting your story with money and retraining your brain and thinking about what you actually really want and what you actually really need. And it was just really inspiring to hear that, and also to think of all the other incredible ladies that we've had on. Like I recently listened to April Katz.
Cats, yeah.
Yeah, her episode with the Arrow Project, and man, her story just like it still sits with me and resonates. It's like just so inspiring. She's so inspiring. All these, and just like all these like amazing women that you and I are bringing together and like having the conversations, and how many women are out there making moves and writing their stories. And it's just so fucking cool, dude. I'm
It
proud of
is.
you for doing
Oh,
that, even though you can't do the thing that you know, we're
yeah,
all just people. And I think that we all struggle with that. Like, even the people who are the go getters, who are like constantly working out, I think even they struggle with it. But I think that there's
absolutely.
also something in their brain and in their body where they're like, I just have to move.
Yeah,
Have to.
absolutely. And I mean, you're right. It's that negative self-talk, right, that we
Mhm.
all have where you're looking at what other people are doing or what you want to be doing and aren't doing. You're not focusing on the things that you are doing to be like, well,
Yes.
because then again, I'd be like, yeah, well, I'm doing all that, but look at this person who's doing all that and doing this, and this. And you can't think
Can't
that way,
win.
can't get in the comparison.
No.
And like I said, that's why I'm just trying to focus on like hey, this is how I feel. If I didn't get this or that in, didn't get this or that done, like that's what happened. That was today, and I have to be okay with that. And tomorrow, can be
Yes.
different.
Yep.
um and if it's not, whatever, if it's every day that's happening, it's just fucking one day it will
A
happen.
season.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Tanya was great, and I cannot wait for next week's episode to drop too with
Yeah. I
Tana.
wasn't gonna say something about it, but
Yeah,
that shit's really exciting too.
yeah, we'll have Tana from Illa Women, app that you guys will hear all about in the next episode. But it kind of goes into what we were talking about as far as having someone there to either like along the way to push you or to get you out to do something with. That's what Illa Women is all about, is finding those connections. So can't wait for that to be released next
Cannot
Thursday.
wait.
Yeah,
Cannot wait. It
totally.
was so great talking to her too. It's just like it really puts in perspective like all the things that you and I talk about when it's just a TNA episode. And then
Hmm.
when we bring these women in, it's like we're all facing these similar
Hmm.
struggles,
Exactly.
financial, like motivational, all of it. And but we're still here doing the damn
Yeah.
things and like making moves and
And that
creating
is
such good
why,
spaces.
yeah, and that's, what brought the podcast on. That's why it exists, is to be like, honestly, it's just as like raw and real as possible. Like, yeah, especially when it's just a TNA episode. And
Mm-hmm.
for some people, it may just be rambling, but for others, like I said, it's like, oh, yeah, you feel like you're just listening to your friends, and like you're totally like, yep, that's
Yep.
how I feel. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I think that's really nice to have once in a while, to feel normal instead of just always listening to the inspirational and motivational. And that's really great to
Yeah.
have, to get you like fired up. But there's just days where you need to feel like I am not alone in
Yep.
this world of craziness, or like this stage of my life that I feel fucking just, I don't know what's happening in. But yeah, so trying to give it the best of both worlds and all that there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the week that Tana's podcast comes out the 14th, the 15th is the start of Swell. And
Yes.
so another huge thing bringing women together with that same goal is just connecting women from in the outdoors and the brands who make stuff for women in the outdoors. And I can't wait to check it out and see what comes of it and meet some people there and share stories. And again, just another place to relate and connect with people so
Yes.
you don't feel like
It's
you're
so
just
important.
yeah. And especially, I mean, for everybody, but I don't know, as women, I think that connection is stronger, or we just talk about it out
A
loud
thousand.
more,
You
for
are
sure.
absolutely correct. I heard this fact once that it was like women used to wash clothes in the river together and they would swap stories and tricks and tips, and like that was how they got their communal like community connection.
Hmm.
And then once like the clothing washer was invented, like depression hit
Oh,
and like
wow.
women were so secluded and like it was just they didn't have that community connection. And so there's a lot to be said how women connect as opposed to
Yeah.
how men connect. And I know
Hmm.
men connect too, but like women are just so much like there's just so much more of like a deepness
Hmm.
to us, and it's because we're caregivers and we're nurturers, and it's like just within our biology, you know.
Yeah, the emotional connection
Yeah.
is just definitely what we look for more than I feel like men do. Again, there's anomalies. There's men out there who crave
Yes.
it, want it, need it, blah blah blah. But the
Yeah.
general, it's something
Consensus.
that we
Yes.
innately need and desire.
Mm-hmm.
So
Also, we do it so good. We have the best snacks.
yes.
We're fucking funny.
Yeah,
I don't
totally.
know. I just love it when I get together with women and I'm like, all right, what snacks we got on this hike or this paddleboard trip?
Yeah.
It's
Snacks
just
are
so
real,
great.
man. Like my snack game is not always that great because I think that when I go out on some of these adventures, like I don't need it. And I'm like, always thank God for the person who has them all.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to just like, you know what, no matter how short the activity is, I gotta have snacks, either like in
Yes,
my truck waiting for me after or on my person. There's gotta be
always.
something.
Yeah.
Um, especially and at work, even I'm like, I need a snack to keep myself
Hmm.
like moving and grooving, keep that blood sugar leveled out, we don't need any of
Keep
those.
that hangry
Yeah.
hangriness away
Exactly. That started to
at
happen to me
bay.
this afternoon too. I was like, oh my God, I don't have any snacks. But that was a whole nother problem. We just don't have much as we're trying to kind of empty out the house before we leave. But
Yep.
but yeah, I'm excited for things coming up and hopefully to get some more ladies on the docket for the podcast. So as always, send any suggestions our way. We did have another financial gal reach out. Which I love, I want to talk to as many people as possible because I like to get different points of view, different perspectives, different because it's not cookie cutter, not everything's going to work the same for everybody. So people can take this person's advice, take a little from here and there. But I do want to space it out. I don't want to just have a bunch of financials in a row, but I will be in touch with her for sure, learn a little bit more about her and maybe find a specific subject on finances that we can talk
Yeah.
about instead of like a general and focus on that. But I was like stoked anytime someone reaches out or has a suggestion to find out more because it's like, yeah, if you all want to hear it, then like we'll
Hmm.
find a way to get the info
Yep.
out there.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll be excited to broadcast from Swell and talk to some women there. I've got one planned, but just depending on schedules, I have no idea what it will look like that weekend. So it's not set in stone yet, but that one will be really exciting, awesome
Okay.
one too. So yes. But
And
any
I didn't want to say it out loud, but I don't think I'll be able to make it. I've just got too much shit going on in my life right now,
Mhm.
but I'm really hoping that next year around this time when swell happens again that my life will be a little bit more settled and I'll be able to join you.
Absolutely. I know I've been holding off saying anything out loud too,
Hmm.
or asking you every day. Like, so what do you
Yes,
think?
I know. I've been, and
Giving
there's
you
been
just the
days where
space.
I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
going, it's happening. And then other days I'm like, bitch.
Well, that's exactly why I haven't asked you or talked about it either since we kind of had our first like, okay, here it is, like weeks away. How are we feeling? Kind of check in. Um, and yeah, I was like, I'm not even gonna ask her until like the Monday before, like next week. Like, okay, so how are you feeling? Because I know that it could be a very last minute on a whim thing, but at this point
Yeah.
too, being that flights would have to be involved, that's what also makes it hard is like it just gets so expensive last minute
Mhm.
to do it. But you know, it's just that season of life. There's things going on. School just started. Your mom, you got a
Yeah.
job. I mean, all of us have all the things that it's hard to fucking make shit happen. But
Yeah. Especially all of it,
yeah,
especially for ambitious people who want to do all of it.
exactly. Exactly. You'll be there in spirit though, my
Yes.
friend. And
And maybe I
um
could join you on Zoom or something. Like,
oh yeah, we'll see what the situation is, what the service is like. I don't know where like what exactly that will be like, but
yeah.
that would be super cool to try and plan that. I know it'll just be hard too though being a weekend
Yeah.
and what yeah, I don't know what the time slots will be like and stuff, but there is still time, I believe, for you all out there if you'd like to join to get tickets. There will be a link in the show notes. It'll be a really cool event that I think is like first of its kind. I haven't
Yeah.
heard of one kind of blending this kind of retreat but market thing, bringing the brands and the women together, but doing the things of having clinics, workshops, keynote speakers. There's going to be some great people there. There's going to be Angie Marie, who is releasing a podcast soon, any week now. It's called For the Love. And so they're going to be interviewing people who have kind of left their normal, whatever, quote unquote, normal job and followed their passions. So it's going to be a lot of outdoor folks, I'm betting. But yeah, that podcast is due to come out anytime now. And she is going to actually be a speaker there.
Cool.
And because she's done some talks on like your menstrual cycle in the outdoors. Um,
Oof.
yeah, so that'll be great to hear her talk and like normalize that subject too, right? Because that's something that we have to think about when we're gonna go out
Yeah.
in the outdoors and explore. You're like, oh my God, do I have to worry about, packing this, that? How do I prepare? How do I stay clean? And blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Where do I dump my cup? Do I dig a
yep,
hole for that? Probably, yeah.
exactly. So I'm really excited to hear from her and then hopefully a couple other women too. I think Meg Carney of the Outdoor Minimalist will be joining as well. Trying to get a couple other podcast women out there. So I'm not quite sure who else Tammy has nailed down, but it'll be a good time. And
Yeah, I'm stoked.
yeah. So, anyways, do you have anything before we cut out of here at all?
Not that I think of. I just wanted to say how cool it was to listen to Tanya. And I was also
Yeah.
curious about your takeaway. What was your greatest takeaway from that conversation?
My greatest takeaway, I think, I mean, really general, honestly, just kind of keep chipping away and don't feel like you have to do it all at once because it's really
Yep.
hard to not think that. I mean, you want it gone, you want this shit off your shoulders. And you want to feel like you're making money and saving money and at this place. And then when you can't do it all, you just want to like give up on it.
Yep. Yep.
So I think, yeah, just realizing like it does take time and you can do a little bit at a time. And like her thing
Yes.
was like the debt snowball, right? Starting with the smaller debts because you can see them like you can
Dwindle.
see yourself chip away at them
Yeah.
and that will create momentum. And that's just a really good thing for me to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And to, that it doesn't have to be restrictive, but just when you're in the moment of wanting to buy, like really think about those goals, right? And
Yes.
really
Yes.
evaluate, do I need that? Like, do I
Yep.
really need that right now? Other than like, it's going to make me happy right now. But
Mm-hmm.
when I have to look at my bank account after buying it or pay off the the credit card or the payment that allowed me to get it, am I going to be happy then? Is it going to be worth it? And some of those things are, but
Yeah.
it all depends. So if you're thinking about it first, and I think she had a 48-hour rule. And so
Yeah.
that's good. I do that with bigger purchases. I mean, I can be impulsive, but I definitely have said before, like, okay, if I cannot stop thinking about it,
Yeah.
then I can do it. But
Mhm.
again, is it an absolute need, or just like, no, I really, really, really want that jacket?
Mhm. Yep.
But
And I also liked the long-term mindset of it all.
right.
Because I definitely have a hard time of doing that where I'm like, now or never, and I'm not here right now, so I'm never going to.
Mm-hmm.
But just being like, hey, it's a long-term thing. Like, just because you aren't where you need to be right now doesn't mean you won't be on down the road. Long-term, baby.
Yeah, it's the long game. Definitely the
Mm.
marathon, not the sprint. And it's just hard for me to keep in mind. Like I do put the thoughts, the smart thoughts out of my brain. I do not think
Mhm.
logically all the time because I don't want to, because I know that if I do, then I will not make the impulse buy or decision. Um, so I block some of the intelligence out when it
Yes.
comes to purchasing. But it was really great to have her. And so I hope to have her again. And like I said, more people, just because the more perspectives and views, you'll find what works for you. There's so
Yes.
many schools of thought out there that that's why I like to just listen to tons myself. So tons of different podcasts, read different books, because you're going to find all these different methods that work better for you
Yep.
personally and whatever stage you're at in life. So,
Yeah.
yes. Well, yes, I know. I keep forgetting that you weren't there. So sorry. I didn't
No,
mean to
you're good.
like
You are all
remove you
good.
from that topic or anything. Because I
Nah,
did,
you're
when
good.
before we got on, it's like, oh God, we have to catch up about that. And I had specific things I wanted to talk about with it. But then this day
Yep.
and the last few days have happened that I was totally like,
Mm-hmm. Life, bro.
yeah.
God.
Yes. But remember to listen to that episode if you haven't. The last episode on 8:30, I think, is when it came out, or 8:31. But rewriting your money story with Tanya Schultz, the money life coach. And all her links are in those show notes. So resources there to reach out to her if you have some questions, or if you need some help, you want some coaching. She's a great asset to have. I know it seems counterintuitive too, to like hire someone when you need money help, but it just is
Worth
what it is.
it.
You're gonna like honestly, what I think is like, you're gonna spend that money anyway, but you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
spend it on something that's probably not helping you.
Yes. In for the long,
So
long
if
run.
yeah, so if you have it and you can do it, like, do it. And I know that's the hardest part, is being like, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
Um, so, but it could be a goal, right? And Tanya talked about
Yep.
that, is setting goals. Like, your goal is to work with a coach, work with someone who can give you more specific help for your unique life and problems and situations and whatever. So you can be like, okay, it's going to cost this much. I'll put this much away each paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2 months or something, I can have it. And then maybe just even that little thing will be like, oh, actually, now I've got myself moving with momentum, that maybe I don't need a coach right this second, but I know it's available
Yep.
if I do need it. So yeah, look to her for some money advice, money coaching, lots of free resources on her Instagram. So follow her 100% if you have not yet. Um, and next week, again, we have a great episode with Tana from Illa Women. And I can't wait to listen to that myself. So if
Wait.
you didn't catch that, Amber and I listen to our own podcasts.
Yes. So wait, when is this episode going to come out? The following
me
week.
and you,
Yeah.
me and you comes out this week.
Oh, so this Thursday. Got it. And the
Yes.
following will be got it. Got it.
Yep. Yeah, because
I'm on track, baby.
we got some timing
Okay, good, good, good. Because I was
purposes.
like, wait.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some timing because of crowdfunding will be
Yep,
dropping
that's
for
right.
Tana and the Illa app. So if you aren't following that, either Illa Women on Instagram, because you can start to learn a little bit about her and start to follow the crowdfunding, which we'll talk all about in the episode. But yeah, we want to be able to promote it all at the same time. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exciting things on the horizon.
Very
Even through
exciting.
all of the the clouds that keep coming in and out of, that's just how life is. Cloudy,
It
sunny,
is.
cloudy, sunny.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Ebbs and flows.
Yep. Ebbs and flows 100%. All right. Well, I don't think I will talk to you for a bit then with what our schedule is, at
Yeah.
least via the interwebs, but
Yeah.
the people were around and we will talk to you soon. You will hear from us sooner.
You will. Bye.
Bye. We hope you enjoyed this episode and would do us a huge favor, since we don't have any sponsors or anything like that, and would rate and review us on whatever platform it is you use, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, whatever it is. And if you're listening and downloading just through the website, tearingituppodcast.com, leave comments. We'll definitely engage back with you. And on social media right now, we're just on Instagram. Tearing It Up Podcast is the handle. Like the post, share the post, comment on the post, whatever it is you got. Show us your love so we just stay relevant and show up in the rankings at all. So again, rate and review, please. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.